Welcome, one and all, to day 40. Day 40 of what? Well, of 100 days of what? Well, of code. Day 40 of 100 days of code. This is the code call, and we have the gift that keeps on giving, aka Leon Andersen, with us today. Leon, how are you doing?
Hello, hello. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Yeah, I did did a dive into. I finished the section on Node and finished the section on the npm universe and modules. And yeah, next thing up is servers. Didn't have time for that today, but tomorrow is. Uh, should be more time, but let's see, could get yeah, I'll give my best to set boundaries at work to not do as many extra hours. Today I had a doctor's appointment, so that took quite a while waiting, so like quarter of my day was basically gone through that. But anyway, so yeah, what did I learn there? I learned um, oh yeah, I also learned last the past the last parts of the notes section before that, which was basically how to um, well, how do I describe this? The file system. We built like uh, a JavaScript um, file basically that could, if you execute it in Node, then you automatically create a new project folder with the name that you type afterwards, and the three typical files like the index.html, JavaScript, and CSS file. We basically built a little template, and basically in order to demonstrate that you have to yeah, that this is possible, that you can execute JavaScript files in Node and then they get executed, and how this works basically, the dynamic. And there was this command needed, which is fs.required, and it's I didn't fully get it. I think code didn't fully explain it, but it was about it's something like a method that can only be accessed when you require it before or require it inside of the JavaScript file, the document, and you can use the I think it's a variable name or an object, I guess. Then the object argv to access or to reference input that you put in that you write inside of the Node terminal, which then so basically argv is the arguments that you put, and then you can use them inside of the JavaScript file. And there was a trick you have to do, that you have to use I think a splice method on it, and then inside of square brackets you have to write the number 2, because there are like two other things that always get parsed further inside of the input, and you only want what's after that. And yeah, I think for process and argv, I think that's basically it. Running node files. What was the point about running node files? What was running node files? Is running node files the same as running JavaScript files in Node? Oh yeah, I think that's it.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. And what was the REPL again? Let me check. But basically that you can use Node similar to a JavaScript console. Same. This REPL, and you have to exit it to get back to the usual bash terminal. Or what was there another important point about the REPL?
No, that sounds about right.
Okay. Yeah, and then basically introduction into NPM, which stands for Node Program, something Node Project Module or something. why didn't remember the exact name? Node Package Manager. Oh yeah, that was it. Which is basically, I would say, like a bit like an app store of different packages that have different functions, like little applications that you can install for your terminal, and expand the capabilities of your or the options of what's possible in your projects that you're working on. And there are like, yeah, basically the whole section was basically about how to install those packages, and then how to execute them, and how to structure basically the folders. This also includes like the package.json, where you can see all the dependencies of a program or of a project, and all the dependencies that are installed. I think you have to look up in the documentation of the packages that you want to install, if they have other dependencies, and then you have to check if those dependencies are installed already, or if you have to install them afterwards. And you do that by going into the main project folder and basically write node install or just I, and then each package has like a individual identifier string. For example, like what was like color something rainbow text, or give me jokes, give dash me dash a dash joke, something like this, and then it gets automatically downloaded and installed. So it's kind of somehow connected to basically a wider database of all these packages. yeah, you can um, use them. Mm, yeah, basically we looked at the dynamics of how these packages can be used inside of the like you write them inside of the JavaScript um, file that you're writing, and then you execute the JavaScript file, and then the package gets or the specific function of the package that you or the specific method of the package that you want to use gets executed inside of that, let's say, code snippet or that coding file. I don't know the exact words for that yet, but basically, yeah, and there are different like dynamics of how these different elements work together. Like you can execute one file to execute something that's inside of another file. And I don't actually remember, I was just asking myself if I can execute a package directly in the console, in the Node console as well. I guess it's possible, but yeah, I don't know. Is that possible? To use package functions and methods inside of the console directly? Or the terminal?
Yes, you can, but for that you need to install them globally.
Yeah. That was it. That was it. Yeah. Really, is it? Do I have to, or do I just have to be in the directory where they are installed?
Well, that is also possible, but then you have to, like you have to in both cases. Well, you have to basically provide the path to where it's installed. And usually, like if you want to use a package anywhere, you would install it globally. But if you only want to use it inside a certain directory, then yeah, you can only install it there.
Got it. Yeah. So code also showed how to install global packages, but there was like a special trick that he said we should not use now because it's too like it was like chow like change ownership, and to me it's, I might be wrong about it, but to me it sounded like he was like, yeah, we don't need that for now, but I want to show you that it's possible, and but it's, you have to be responsible with it because it's like a global change. It's yeah, something like that. But then yeah, you have to basically um, um, verify that you have the right to do such a global change. Um, and I think you also have to put in your password for that. I mean, I guess there are some settings that you can do beforehand, but you don't need that. But I don't know. Yeah, and then basically just examples of how one can use packages in a JavaScript file inside of Node. And yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's it.
that sounds good. So, couple of comments to the things that you've mentioned. Um, the first one you talked about argv, and the reason why you start with the index 2, so the third element in the array, is because the first element in the array points to the node installation, and the second element in the array points to the current JavaScript file that you're running.
Mm-hmm.
So if you say
Yeah.
node app.js 1, 2 equals 3, 4, then the first element in the array will be a string that is the path to where node is installed. The second element will be a path to where your app lives that you are currently running. Sorry, the file basically. The third will be, yeah, stringified version of the first argument, the next stringified version of the next argument. So basically, this argument right here would be a string that says 2 equals 3 in JavaScript, and then string 4 and so on.
I don't understand the 2 equals 3 thing.
Yeah, I wanted to throw that curveball in because that's something that can throw people off. So, for example, in certain languages, I think it's in Python, for example, if you would do something like the equivalent command would look something like this, like Python app.py 1, 2 equals 3, 4. In Python, you would basically have 1 and 4 as like your, I think it's also named RV, but I don't know. But basically, for this one, you would have a variable 2 that has the value 3. But in JavaScript, it's not like that. In JavaScript, this one, so arg v of 3, so the fourth element in the array would just be the string 2 equals 3. And here,
Okay.
this would be basically the string 1, and so on. And
So
that's why
is
I
it
wanted to
only
show
taking
this. Yeah, even if you put a number here, so we could be like
okay.
5, right? Then 5 would be 5, but as a string. So basically, argv of 5 would be 5, like this.
Got it.
So that's the first thing I wanted to show. And the second thing that you mentioned was you don't completely understand require, right? I would treat it a little bit like magic. Is
Yeah, I
that
mean,
correct?
require is basically just you have to do this, but I don't know why.
So do you know how require, how you can require something from a different file? Did you do that?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so you know that you can like create a file. So I'm going to do it quickly if you know it. Create a file that's called like utils.js or whatever, and we can say const hello world equals to console.log hello world. So we can define a simple function word, and then what we can do is we can say module.export equals to hello world, and now in this file, we can say const hello world, but we can also give it a different name. So we can also say by world. So we can lie and say by world equals to require dot slash utils. And now if we call by world, let's just do it up here, why not? We say by world like this. Now on our console, we see hello world because the function that we've written logs out hello world. And that's how out relies to require. Now, you can not only require a file path like this and stuff from files that you created, require also knows all of the Node.js dependencies that you have installed. So here we actually, it was there all the time, but we've never looked at it because we haven't got there yet. But the thing that we've been using to shell code through the streams also uses the package JSON. And here you can see the dependencies. In this case, it's just React and some other stuff. But basically, you can, using require, you can also access all of these packages. And instead of putting like a relative file path here with a dot, you would just type in the name of the module that you would require from. So for example, require React. And from React, we could, for example, and like we get all the different things that React gives us, but we can then require or import into the program. So this import thing that you're seeing here is just a more fancy syntax that you're also going to learn, which does more or less the same. It functionally is the same as require. What did that help to clear it up a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's still just a reference of something like a special feature or like a, I don't know, just code from a different place to put it inside of the action, the
That
current
is the
file.
function of it, exactly. And as you can see here, look at the color coding. By world is colored in this greenish, right? And requires also colored in this greenish. And also look at how you use require. You also call a function and give it an argument, right? So what is actually happening behind the scenes if you run a JavaScript file in Node, then Node for you injects into your program a function called require. And require does exactly this. Require takes in an argument, which is either a file path or a package name, and then require returns all of the things that have been exposed by that file or by that package. So you can use them.
So it's like a link between all the files or the files that you want to link.
Yes, that is the function for it, and the reason why it works is because of Node. So whenever you run a
Yes.
JavaScript file with Node, basically Node puts into your file. It's the equivalent as if like Node basically behind the scenes does this in your file, and it says const require equals to, and then like some implementation that is also using the file system to access the file that you've given the path to or the file to the package, right? Like we don't want to
Yes,
go
yes.
into the details of the implementation, but basically it puts the function into your program
Yes, 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 yes,
without,
yes, yes.
yeah.
So Node uh, creates these, makes it able to link these files together
Yes,
by
through that
implementing a function.
function, by injecting that function into your file basically and making it available in all of your files.
Yes, 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 yes. Got it, got it. And I guess there are more functions that it injects, right?
No, the only other thing that is equivalent to that is import, and import is just the newest syntax that you will use a lot once you get to the newest features. That it's functionally the same as require, but as you also can see in the color coding, import has the same color as const. So it is actually a keyword. It is not a function like require.
Got it. And outside Node, is it are there like different like is it special for Node that you can link files and like this together, or are there different ways of doing that as well in other environments, situations,
Yes,
projects?
exactly. You've got it. So this is only specific to Node. So there is actually the guy that created Node. Node has been around for like, I don't know, over 10 years at this point. He, a couple of years ago, actually created the follow-up to Node called Deno. It is still not widely adopted. It is still very, very niche. Some people are using it. But in Deno, the syntax to import stuff is a lot more like the import syntax that you see above. Um, but you can actually import also from like different URLs. So the Deno import would look something like this. So import what, like a function from, and then you can even give it like a website address. And you can just import basically from the internet, from some server that is hosting this file right here. But that is
Interesting.
future music, and maybe you won't even ever use Deno. So I've never, even though I've been a software developer for many, many years, I've never used Deno. I've only explored it a little bit to know about it. But that is also just to answer your question. So yeah, there are other ways to import, but they then depend on basically the package managing solution that you're using. And NPM is by far the most used. The other one that's also widely used is Yarn, but Yarn, because Yarn was moduled after NPM, it has the same syntax. So once you learn how to do stuff with Node, you also know how to do stuff with Yarn.
Awesome. Yeah, like this is it feels great. These sections, feels exciting.
Yes, yeah. Now you're getting really to the meat, and you're unlocking all the power of the language. So I'm also super excited for you.
I can't wait until there are more specific use cases than writing hello world.
Yes, yes. Well, you
But
can actually do that. I would not put too much time into it, but just look into any project that interests you on GitHub, and then just look at what you already understand, because I think you will find you will understand quite a bit. You will know, see that project on GitHub and see package JSON, and you will know all, the dependencies, here are the commands. And then maybe, jumping through it, you will understand, oh, okay, they're using a function here, they're using variables here. And I think you will discover that quite a bit of it you will already have a feeling for.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I guess I will just keep on with the course, and we'll see when I'm
Yes,
exploring other projects. I don't have a project in mind right now that I could check out,
got it. Cool.
but
Then,
good to know that. Yeah,
we're done here, right? This
yeah.
was today's code call. We discovered Node.js, we discovered NPM. And if you are also excited to do these things, then just get started. Check out the course from Cold Steel, it's great. And keep the coding habit alive, because the compounding effects will be very big. Like if you code every day, if you just read a little bit about code, watch a YouTube video about coding, open the terminal and put in some commands and see what your computer does, then the knowledge will compound, and at some point you will be able to speak this language fluently, because it's actually a lot easier than English. It's just a very small subset of English. And so it's not many words that you need to know, not many commands that you need to know. The grammar is pretty easy to understand. Yeah, so just learn the language of the computer and keep coming back to this code call. So whether you're watching the recording or whether you're watching live, thank you for being here with us. We were here every day. This has been day 40 of the code call with
Leon Andersen and my mentor.
Aleph Nil from TEDxDev, AFAT and ADC. See you guys.
See you until tomorrow.